On Monday, City Council authorized staff to come back with new short-term rental regulations, bylaws, that will bring the city back in line with what the province had done. It was an interesting discussion around the table, to say the least. Your take on what your council decided and the reasons for doing that?
When the province came in with their ruling, what we had looked at is how many principal residences do we actually have licensed at this particular point in time that would fit the scope of the legislation that the province is bringing into play. And we knew it was around about 500. 500. So, or it was actually, sorry, my apologies, it was around about 800, somewhere around 800. But out of those, how many were licensed? And the ones that were licensed were about 490, somewhere around that. So what we did is we rolled over those ones that were licensed and allowed them to continue to operate, and tried to, for the next year, sort out the ones that had secondary suites and how they would fall into play. Now that's going to be opened up. We're going to match what the provincial rulings are, and those ones that have those secondary suites or those other suites will allow to be able to deal with short-term rentals. I suspect that that'll probably put us back up, because now they'll all have to conform to licensing and even monitored through the province. Provincial licensing, correct. So it'll probably put us back up around that 800, 900. The short-term rental accommodation that fits into other areas, like if we were to look at Accor or Play or all of those are legislations that are beyond our control at this point in time. The only thing that'll get us there is when our vacancy rate stays above that 3% for a period of 2 years, and it'll open up the window for that. Other than us, which we continue to do, advocate for potentially a little bit of a more made in Kelowna solution around short-term rentals for those type of developments that purposely were, you could argue back and forth, were built to be short-term rental kind of accommodation.